Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys some of my takeaways from the Jets-Giants preseason game that happened over the weekend. As we know, the Jets won this game 12-7, and I already gave you guys my full breakdown of the game. I just went on a fly, and the next morning on Sunday, I actually just made a whole video about the preseason, but in this video, I broke down a couple takeaways I want to talk about in particular. Zach Wilson's debut, the running game, Denzel Mims, the entire defense as a whole, Robert Saleh. So there's just more I want to talk about because we saw a lot from the Jets in the first preseason game. We saw so many young players play because, as we know, preseason is all about seeing all 90 guys go out there and fight for their job and try to make the 53-man roster. So in this video, I just want to give you guys some more of my takeaways from the game. Before I hop into it, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Jets Media, please do not forget to smash that subscribe button. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. And if you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's hop right in. So the first takeaway I want to talk about is indeed Zach Wilson. I think this is the talk of the entire game because he's the most important player on this entire team. The second overall pick made his preseason debut for the New York Jets, and he looked very calm and poised. And I just want to break down my biggest takeaways from him in particular. He finished 6 of 9. And looked pretty good, guys. What stood out to me the most about Zach Wilson was his timing with guys like Corey Davis, the anticipation on that 3rd and down route. It was an out route from Corey Davis. It was 3rd and 9, I believe. And just the timing with Corey, you can see it. That's called chemistry. That's called training camp reps that they replicate in practice. They go out in preseason. And it looked like Zach Wilson just took advantage of the man coverage. You see that Corey Davis has the advantage on that particular play. And he threw the ball way before Corey Davis even made the break to the sideline, and that's just called anticipation timing that NFL great quarterbacks have in this league. So it's good to see Zach Wilson show a flash of that potential. Another 3rd down play to Keelan Cole was a really good example of that. In particular, staying into the pocket, being calm, cool, collected. The pressure's coming down your face, but you're not getting too rattled. You don't have happy feet. You're stepping into your throw and firing a strike for another 1st down. Whenever the Jets had a 3rd and long, in my head, I'm like, oh, here we go. I get a little nervous. Even though it's preseason, I don't know why I'm getting nervous, but that's me as a diehard Jets fan. I get nervous whenever I watch my guys go out there and play football. So for Zach Wilson just to look so calm and cool, collected in his first preseason game, it gives Jets fans a little, hope. That's really all I wanted from him. Obviously, you can't read too much into preseason because he's going up against the Giants' second-team defense, but that doesn't matter. All I wanted to see from Wilson is exactly what I saw, and that's him being calm. That's him being able to show his leadership, hyping up Morgan Moses, his right tackle, after he, blocked him for a 3rd down conversion. His confidence out there, you can see that. His command of the huddle, reading defenses, just having his whole persona on the field. It's everything I wanted to see. I didn't really care what his arm did going into this game. I just was really curious to see if the NFL game looked like it was too big for him or not. And he proved to be a guy that's meant to be in the league. Whenever you're a rookie quarterback, the first thing that I look for in particular is the moment too big? Do you have the poise in the pocket? Do you have the ability to have timing? Do you have the ability to make the pocket passes? Because we know that Zach Wilson, coming out of BYU, he's more known to be a guy where he thrives when the play breaks down, when it turns into backyard football, when he needs to improvise. He needs to roll to his right, roll to his left, and the play breaks down. That's what he thrived in at BYU. He wasn't known to be a 100% pure pocket passer. But we saw in preseason he has the ability to stay in the pocket. His last throw of the game, it was 3rd and 14 or something like that. Pressure was down his throat. Dan Feeney got beat. I think Morgan Moses also got beat, and there was 2 Giants in his face, and he stepped up and threw a strike to Tyler Kroft. Tyler Kroft was not able to get the 1st down, which ended up being 4th and 1. And leading up into that moment, Zach Wilson actually converted on 3rd down to Jamison Crowder, but that play got called back due to offensive pass interference, which was away from the ball, so it had nothing to do with the play on Keelan Cole, and that's what killed the drive. Very unfortunate because, say that offensive pass interference call did not happen, that means Zach Wilson would have had a 1st down, he would have had an extra completion, and who would have known what would have happened? Maybe they scored a touchdown or another field goal. So it's unfortunate that possession or that series had to get ruined from that one particular penalty. But hey, I love what I saw from him. Now let's talk about quickly his arm strength, because that's another thing that stood out to me. He throws rifles. He just throws the ball so effortlessly and it flies out of his hand. The best word I can describe it is zip. I think you guys know what I mean by that. It's a very common term in football, quarterback wise. If the quarterback has zip, the ball's live out of the arm and explodes off his hand. Very fluid motion, and you saw it on full display. And again, guys, a very small sample size. Zach Wilson only threw the ball 9 times against the Giants' second team. He only had 2 series, but in that small sample size, I think Jets fans can be confident in what Zach Wilson brought to the table in terms of him showing his own confidence and poise in the pocket. So hopefully he can do the same thing week 2 against the Green Bay Packers. He can continue to stack good days. Say he goes out there in preseason week 2 and doesn't look that good. That's okay. Again, he needs to learn from his mistakes, and I feel like this is a good opportunity for him to go to Green Bay and have those joint practices, see what he can get away with in practice, have the timing with his receivers. So overall, Zach Wilson, biggest takeaway is definitely impressed. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the running game. The first play of the game was indeed a handoff to Ty Johnson, which went for a first down, 12 yards. Ty Johnson looked like the running back one in terms of preseason week 1. You can't read too much into that again because Tevin Coleman did not get any snaps. We don't know what the running back depth chart's going to look like at the end of the day, but Ty Johnson looked really good. The offensive line also looked good in the run game. There were holes being opened. Ty Johnson was just absolutely, finding his holes. He's very explosive. We know what Ty Johnson brings to the table. We saw him have a very good game last year. I think he was over 100 yards and a touchdown. He had a very good game. So we know what Ty Johnson brings to the table. He's going to be heavily involved in this offense. Michael Carter also looked good in the limited snaps that he got. He ran with the first team at times, but the second team is where he really got the most majority of his snaps. But he still got some handoffs off with Zach Wilson on the field. You can see the vision. You can see the one-cut ability. And then LaMichael Pirine, the bruiser, he's the one that got into the end zone. And it was good to see him get that touchdown because it wasn't an easy, 1-inch yard line up the middle touchdown. I think it was from the 5 or 4 yard line, went up the middle. Does what Pirine does best, being that bruiser and just going up the middle and bringing guys with him into the end zone for the touchdown. So the running game definitely looked good. We know that this offense is all about the run game. That's what it's all about. Mike LaFleur says this is what sets up the passing game. Without the running game, this entire offense will not succeed. So very good sign that this offensive line, like Mekhi Becton, Morgan Moses, and all these guys look well. Obviously, we did not see Elijah Vera Tucker play, and you just imagine how much better the run game will be when Elijah Vera Tucker is indeed healthy. Now let's get into the entire defense as a whole. This is something I want to talk about for sure. Bryce Huff looks so impressive. The first defensive series we had was a 3-and-out, and on third down, Bryce Huff beat Matt Peart for a sack, which was awesome because Bryce Huff looks like a guy that's going to be making this roster for sure and making a big impact on this team for sure as well. As we remember, he was a undrafted free agent last year. He had a lot of big plays last year for the Jets defense under Greg Williams. So I'm expecting him to be out the rotation role because we know that this defensive line is so deep. We got guys like Carl Lawson, Vinny Curry whenever he gets healthy, Jabari Zuniga, John Franklin Myers. We have so many guys at the edge rusher position, and Bryce Huff is going to be a name to look out for to make a big impact. CJ Mosley, the first play of the game was a pass deflection from him. He's all over the place. He looks very quick. He looks very decisive with his reads. He just looks like he's out there playing football, and he's a dog, man. I love his press conference. He said that these guys are going to be getting their asses blown out. He has a confidence level. He says that the old Jets narrative is not in the locker room. As we know, anybody that's not a Jets fan that loves football, they look at the Jets and they laugh because we've been bad for the most recent history. So CJ Mosley, shut that narrative down. It's not the same old Jets, and I love that mentality from him. The pass rush in general will look good. Sheldon Rankins up the middle. John Franklin Myers had a pass deflection. He hit Mike Glennon's arm, and it was a near interception from Hamza Nasruddin, and I was really hoping he got that interception. He dove for the ball, but did not get it. Jonathan Marshall and Hamilcar Rashed Jr. with the second and third teams, they look so good getting to the quarterback. They had a combined safety. Rashed had a couple sacks. John Marshall had really, really impressive snaps from him in particular, 6th-round rookie. And then the secondary looked good. Bryce Hall was making plays. The young guys like Brennan Eccles, Jason Pinnock, Michael Carter II. We have so many young guys on this Jets secondary, and it's really fun to watch these guys play football together, man. So that's my thoughts on the entire defense as a whole. Now let's get into another player individually, and that's Denzel Mims, because he definitely had a very good performance for the Jets. As we know, he did not play with the first team at all. He came out there with Mike White, and he's a big reason why we got in the end zone. It was 3rd and 19. They give it to Denzel Mims on a quick hitch route. He caught it from like the 3. He got like a 3-yard reception, but he turned it into a first down. He showed his yard after the catch ability, and that's what you need to know about Denzel Mims. I don't want to hear he's not a scheme fit, because Denzel Mims shows the ability to pick up yards after the catch. If you can do that, then you have a place in this offense. So Denzel Mims needs to get a lot of reps. I feel like he's going to sky up the depth chart. That one play in particular stood out to me the most, just because he has that relentless ability. He understands the situational football role where I need to get a first down any means necessary. It's 3rd and long. And Denzel Mims definitely looked like a guy that's going to be making a big impact on this team. I really genuinely believe that. I know that he did not get any first team reps in preseason, but he needs to prove it to the coaching staff. That's what it's all about. Also, something to note about Denzel Mims, which is, a new development that I didn't really know about, is he's part of the special teams now. He's running with the ones on special teams. He went up to the coaching staff and said, hey, you need to put me in with the special teams. I'm going to be a good player here. I feel like I can help this team win on this phase of the ball. So shout out to Denzel for going up to the coaches and saying, put me on special teams. I'm a dog. And he proved it to them. And now Denzel's running with the ones on special teams. So you love to hear that. And then the last couple things I want to talk about is the backup quarterbacks, Mike White and James Morgan. Mike White definitely played well. He did not look like he was too shy away from the moment. This is his first time he really got snaps with the Jets in this style of offense against an opposite opponent, obviously. He led that touchdown drive that led to a Pirine touchdown up the middle. He looked calm and poised. He had a couple missed throws, but he still had good throws to guys like DJ Montgomery. He picked up like a 15-yard reception. Denzel Mims, he had good chemistry with. So hopefully Mike White can continue to be that quarterback too in training camp, because, God forbid Zach Wilson does go down. We need Mike White to step up, because the depth at the quarterback position, obviously we know it's very inexperienced. Mike White, James Morgan, they never have any NFL experience. Now James Morgan, he came in with the 3rd team. You can see the cannon that he has, but James Morgan's problem, I thought, in his first preseason game was his accuracy, but hopefully he can get that down. He needs more time to develop. He needs to work on his timing, in particular his footwork, but you can see that the rifle of his arm is there. He can throw the ball effortlessly down the field. He can, zip the ball with a quick 5-10 yard pass, but he just needs to work on his accuracy. And the last takeaway I want to talk about is indeed head coach Robert Saleh, because he coached the first time of his life as a New York Jets head coach, or a head coach in general in the NFL. He looked good out there, man, on the sidelines. It's a breath of fresh air every time he's out there, because we remember what happened with Adam Gase. But yeah, man, that's my biggest takeaways from the New York Jets preseason game against the New York Giants. Let me know some of yours down below in the comments. There's a lot to dissect, whether it's Zach Wilson, the running game, the defense, Denzel. There's so many guys that I probably didn't even talk about that you guys are thinking about. So comment down below some of those players. Stay tuned for more Jets content. I appreciate all the love, and comment down below a Jet emoji if you stayed to the end. Like the video if you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more Jets content. Let's go Jets. Peace.